For those familiar with them, the Deck of Many Things is a title that strikes fear into some, curiosity in others, and igniting the inner chaos goblin in the rest. And now with the pending release of the Book of Many Things, curiosity has peaked once more. What is the Deck of Many Things? What is their history? And what do we know about the upcoming Book of Many Things, and how it is changing the future of this iconic item? Let's draw from the top of the deck. What are they? The Deck of Many Things, which first appeared in D&D's first supplement, Greyhawk, in 1975, as a slightly different version to how we recognize it today, is an assortment of magical cards or metal plates enchanted with highly powerful magic. The card's original origins seem to have been lost to the ages. And this isn't just one deck, there are, well, many. Most containing 13 cards, but roughly a quarter of them containing 22, each displaying a unique illustration along with a name much like a regular tarot deck. But each card shimmers with power, seemingly written with a purposefully ambiguous emergence to add to their mystery. When a card is drawn from the deck, a magically predetermined event linked to that particular card happens. So, what do these cards do? The magical events triggered from drawing a card can be great boons or horrible curses, completely unaware of what it will be until the card is drawn at random. I won't get into the effects of all 22 cards, but the boons can range from gaining up to 3 free castings of the Wish spell, which even one wish has the potential to completely derail a campaign, to magically gaining 50,000 gold pieces in gemstones or pieces of jewelry. The flip side of the cards. See what I did there? Cursed events can lead you to being trapped in a kind of stasis in a prison somewhere in space, undiscoverable by anything short of a wish spell. Better hope someone pulls that wish card next, right? To invoking an avatar of death who immediately battles you one-on-one. Respect the 1v1. And if it kills you, you cannot be revived by any means. That's kind of final. The card that you draw from the decks instantly vanish only to reappear in the deck, meaning that it's entirely possible to draw the same card more than once. So many wishes! However, there are 2 cards that hold exception to this rule. The Jester in the 13 card deck, and the Fool is added to the 22 card deck. These cards are an opposing magical effect. The Jester gaining you 10,000 XP or drawing 2 more cards. The Fool removes 10,000 XP or just enough to keep your level if you would have dropped below. Once drawn, these cards disappear from existence. But surely there's some kind of origin story for them, right? Sort of. But nothing has been confirmed. The decks are sometimes believed to have been created by the ancient empire of Netheril. These are the people who referred to this casual deck building game as the Deck of Hazards. But after the fall of Netheril, the light enchantments contained within these cards swelled into the extremely potent cards that we know today. Great, so all of that is useful, but what the hell is happening with the Book of Many Things, and how is that changing the deck and how it's used? Well, let's take a look. The Book of Many Things actually changes quite a lot, and I would argue for the better. Controversial, I know. They've finally solidified an origin for the Deck of Many Things, pulling on their Greyhawk lineage being created by the Greyhawk deity of fate, Eastus, as she reaches into the constellations, drawing them down into oracle cards in order to rewrite the fate of another named character, Asteria. Asteria, who challenged Eastus, causing the making of the deck, has a full 18th level stat block in the book, and is the first canonically autistic official character in D&D. By including the constellations in this, it also gives birth to the Sky of Many Things, and the ability to discover your character's D&D star sign, which is pretty dope for everyone already excited to get a hold of this tarot-style deck for their games. Filling the gaps and taking the heat off of the Dungeon Master to come up with everything on the fly was a big part of putting this book together. For example, the Donjon card, which originally transported you to that unknown prison that no one can find, they now not only provide you with a means to rescue your player, but also the art and fully mapped out Donjon Sphere prison. These seemingly small adaptations start to turn the outcomes of the cards into new adventures rather than impossible tasks that the Dungeon Master has to quickly piece together something. But are there changes to the actual deck itself? Short answer, yes. They've developed not one, not two, but 44 new cards, now totaling 66. Which, I'm not going to spoil those. But they also created a new mechanic in storytelling by being able to lay out the cards as events that foretell what will happen, rather than players drawing cards and causing an instant shitstorm for everyone involved. So, what about content? The Book of Many Things is a 192-page book of content that includes tons of magical items and feats, such as the Cartomancer feat, that allows you to use a deck of cards as your spell focus so you can live out your gambit dreams. You also get a physical deck of many things with all 66 cards, an 80-page guide on how to use the deck in different ways, as well as an illustrated box to hold them all in. This is a really exciting addition to the D&D line, and I'm actually really looking forward to diving into it, especially to see all of the Greyhawk lore inside it, as Greyhawk has barely been used in 5th edition. But if that also interests you, you should click on this video here, where we give you a 5-minute rundown of the world of Greyhawk.